Hey guys, today I'm going to review the LEGO set 75256 Kylo Ren Shuttle. The set was released in October 2019, has 1,005 pieces, and was originally released with $130. So first, let's go over the minifigures. So first, here's Kylo Ren. Of course, he's the main star of the set. He has this new helmet design, which is in this and like a microfighter. This is just a better overall version to get it because he has this cape in this set. It of course has these kind of red cracks because it was just fixed up and stitched back together after he destroyed it in the last movie. Of course, he has two different expressions, some nice printing overall on his suit, and of course he has this awesome lightsaber piece, which is interesting mold. I always thought the tip here at the end was a bit bigger, but it's not. Overall, it's just a nice design. I like how well they did this. Here's the piece itself, kind of a translucent red. So next here are the two Knights of Ren characters. I'm sure their name, but I don't know what their names are. This one just has like a blank expression, nothing on it. So good printing though, and a weird kind of weapon and a thermal detonator, which is a nice kind of piece. That helmet mold is really cool. I think this is an exclusive mold thing to the set. It might be in one other set, but I don't know what it is. But again, it's a really cool mold. I like how they did that. This one just has the new hood piece, which I'll show more in a second, but the torso is a nice printing, along with this kind of axe mold. And of course, yeah, this is pretty introduced with the October 2019 Star Wars sets, and the face printing is nice as well. Just one expression there. And it's more of like a darkish gray kind of color. So next here is Admiral Pride, and of course he's the main general character in this film instead of Hux. And he has this nice, hair piece which they've used before, but it's nice to get it in this set. He has two different kind of facial expressions. The kind of torso you'd expect from an admiral character, a general character, the kind of gray color. But again, it's a nice minifigure, probably the weakest out of the bunch, but it's still a good figure to get because it's an exclusive character. You also get a First Order Stormtrooper, which we don't get too much. I mean, we sometimes will, but not really. This one I think has a slightly different helmet, but again, it's just a nice way to get another one of these. It has an angry clone face as usual. You also have this cool Sith Trooper, which is this and one other set. This is basically the same kind of thing, except, different kind of facial expressions and all that. Again, really cool figure. I love how they did this one. The red works really well, and again, this gun color is actually somewhat exclusive in that piece. It's this kind of gunmetal gray, and of course you also have this lightsaber hilt in red, which is also cool to get. So yeah, pretty good figure. So here's the build itself. This is actually quite large. It can barely fit in my review stand. It does, but the wings won't fold up all the way, so I'll have to show you that feature a different way. But of course, let's go over the cockpit first. These red pieces are kind of put on here for like a inverted stud kind of technique. This is the cockpit. It fits 3 figures. Of course, I'm going to put Admiral Pride back here, General Pride. You have an extra spring-loaded shooter, and you can also place a weapon there. So I'm going to place Kylo Ren's lightsaber. This is usually where I put it. And I usually sit him here, and usually some control sticks and all that, the regular type you'd see. So you can place him inside here. And it fits his cape as well, and close down on that. And this is a nice way that they use it. They use some kind of different kind of technique there, using these kind of pieces. And there's also kind of a ramp you can lower down. It takes up 2 of the seats, strangely enough, but it does fit in there. You can clamp it back in, have the figure sit back in there. So yeah, this is usually where I put them, so you can kind of... There we go. So that's usually how the cockpit works. There's a lot of cool detailing here. Like they use this kind of piece they usually use for like the front of cars, and they kind of clamp it on here really well with those 2 kind of inverted studs like that kind of in there. You also have, just in general, a lot of detailing here. A lot of the Technic pins, and I'll show you the main wing function, but a lot of these pieces are really well used. You also have light pieces here instead of on this side, which is kind of weird, but I guess it's kind of a design-wise kind of thing. The back actually has quite a bit of functions. Of course, there's again the view, and you also have this little kind of piece here, which you can probably put some weapons or something inside of here. It's a pretty small assembly, just a little storage container you can clamp on here. It fits in between the wings, and you can easily kind of take that off. You also have the main engines. This one does not spin, but this one does, and this is to kind of move up or down the wings. And of course, I'll show you how those clamp down once I show you the wings overall. You also have some cool designs here. And also these pieces are kind of clamped on to kind of make the wings look better. There's technical pieces that are kind of covered up mostly, but again, that looks kind of well for the detailing of it. Now the wings are very well done. They're very tall. There's a bit of holes here, but I think that's more of a design-wise thing, and it looks well. You also have some blasters on the side attached to it. And again, those holes are for a function, of course, same on this side. But you can take this out, it's kind of hooked in there using some clips, and you can just move this down. Same thing with the other side. It works really well. Again, this is much better than the previous version because it had this function, but it would not fold up like this all the way. And so you can actually do that. So now I can fully show you this function. It kind of does this, and even when you stand it up on its own, it kind of does that. Like that. So you can stand it back in. So that's a really well done function. I love how they did that. Of course, you can manually do this on your own, but it's kind of hard to do it. You also have some cool wingtip designs there. So I just love how they did this function. Another thing, which I didn't show you before, is that you have these sprinkler shooters, which you can shoot out just clicking on this. And how that works is underneath. It's kind of what it looks like. It just pushes these out. And that's how that works. Now, of course, there's also some kind of detailing here with these kind of red lights, and you can also just in general move this back up. Again, the Technic function here just works really well. If I can get it to kind of pose like this, but basically it just kind of extends outward like this, and of course the piece just fell off. And that would be because of how well this stands up here. But again, this is just a well done function. I love how they work this into the main build. It's just hard because this review stand is kind of short in comparison to how large these wings are, which in general, I love how well done the price is here. I felt like it was going to be overpriced, but it's not. Overall, the set is quite large and it's definitely an improvement over the last version with better colors and overall just a better design. The minifigure is also surprisingly well done here. There is only 6, but that's actually pretty well done for a $130 set. And the features are pretty nice as well. So thank you guys for watching this review, and bye guys.